Go, roll. Just introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kristy Schroeder Anderson, and I enjoyed Mr. Quinlan's class so much, and I did go to the Gettysburg trip back in the day. I graduated in 1977, and just wanted to say happy birthday, Jim.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm Kristy's brother, Greg. I graduated in '83. I had Jim's history class in 8th grade. I think it's '78. We went to the Gettysburg trip as well. And I recall that year in his in the school yearbook, he had a picture of George Armstrong Custer for his photo, and he signed it. He signed the book for me, "Ride to the Sound of the Guns," which was great. I thought. The other thing I was just telling Phil, we studied the Iron Brigade and I read Killer Angels several times and everything while we were in school, and I just did some family genealogy, and come to find out that I have a great uncle that was the first sergeant in the 6th Wisconsin in the Iron Brigade. So he enlisted in '61 in Beloit, Wisconsin, and served all the way through the war, through Gettysburg, Antietam, everything else, and was wounded at Petersburg and was discharged in '64. So, and when I heard about this, I discovered it. I thought of Jim. I thought, oh wow, this is brought me right back to 8th grade, history class.
And because of Jim, Greg became a history major in college.
Yeah, I went to history at CMU.
Army.
I did Army ROTC at Central Michigan. I was an armor and cavalry officer. I spent 4 years in Germany. The Berlin Wall was still up at that time, and then we completed that assignment and went to the first Gulf War. So all that on.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so you're talking about memories. You're all reminiscing with each other, and I get to hear your story, so it's a blessing on this side of the camera. What, when you look back and you're here, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you being here, just to say hello and honor my father. What is it about those moments that you had in those classrooms that you still carry with you today, that you feel like, gosh, whether it's funny, humorous, or not so funny?
Jim was passionate,
Yeah.
energetic, and he just brought history to life. I mean, he really just brought it to life. If you read something in a book, you just kind of you get it, but he just brought it to life.
Yeah, because it can be so boring.
And it was just a joy to be in his class. It really was.
And that trip really solidified.
The trip, reading the books, went on the trip.
Talk about the trip, could you? Both of you. I mean, just talk more about the trip and the pre-trip. What you
I
had to
remember getting up early in the morning and going to Gettysburg and to some of the battlefields, and it was the mist was out and the fog, and you could just picture
what was going to happen. It was just amazing being there, and how you felt, and the passion, and just the feeling of what they must have felt being there, and it was just incredible. Yeah. I remember we stayed at the Gettysburg Motor Lodge.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's still standing or if it's.
I took my children there. It was still there. We stayed there one night.
And it was just a great trip. Like I said, ever since that time, in the time that I was in the Army, I was at Fort Knox for armor school, and we went down to Shiloh, we went down to Chickamauga, and so we just did the circuit of these southern battlefields. They're all in the south mostly, and it was just, like I said, it was just his passion, I think, and it was contagious. It just was, it really hooked us in,
And the fact that he would take all these kids every year was just amazing, and so selfless of him, and so wonderful that he would do that for all of us.
I remember the photos of all the generals he had up, kind of tacked up along the circumference of the room. And then we always had Tennessee Ernie Ford's Civil War songs of the North and the South going, in the background. So.
And he would come to class all dressed up in his Civil War clothes, and it was just it was so cool.
It was a blast.
And there's so many people that remember this.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
You can't remember what your science teacher taught you or your math teacher, but you remember your history for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks to him.
Yeah. So thanks, Jim. We appreciate it.
Thank
and
you
happy
for all
birthday.
you did for all of us, and happy birthday.